Johnstown, New York is the hometown of Elizabeth Cady Stanton, considered to be one of the most important voices of the women's suffrage movement.
Here began 70 years of struggle that won the 19th Amendment, guaranteeing the right to vote.
It was because of the courage of Stanton and women like her that the next generation of women succeeded in winning the right to vote. As Elizabeth Cady Stanton proclaimed,
"We now demand our right to vote according to the Declaration of Government under which we live. The right is ours. Have it we must.
Use it we will." The 100-year anniversary of women's suffrage is a celebration of equality and a commemoration of our democracy.
It is kind of poignant to think that 100 years ago we passed the 19th Amendment and Elizabeth Cady Stanton was on the forefront of fighting for the right for women to vote, and she never was able to vote herself. She never realized that, so she died before that happened. And as we're fighting for things now, we may not know the impact we're having. We may not know the difference we're making 100 years from now, but hopefully it's leading to a place where America is better and that women are continuing to succeed and progress beyond our wildest dreams.
And I think it's important as we turn out to vote this November 2020, 100 years since the 19th Amendment ratification and passage, that we remember as Republicans, it was the Republican Party that advocated and fought for women's suffrage. So this is something that as a Republican I'm incredibly proud of, and Republican voters and the American people should be proud of that, how integral the Republican Party was in terms of fighting for women's suffrage.
Thinking about that when Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris.
I pick a woman to be vice president.
And he said, I'm bringing this woman on the ticket to appeal to women voters. And there's nothing about her policies that appeal to me as a suburban woman voter. And we got here because of our merit. It's not because he put a placeholder there and said it needs to be a woman to fill this spot. Democrats think we're one-issue voters, we're single-issue voters. We care about the whole country and every aspect of it. And I think that's part of President Trump's appeal, is he recognizes women as the whole voter. We are half of the country, and it is important that our voices be heard. Treat me like the whole voter, and that's what I hope that I do as party chair. I know that's what you do in Congress.
Absolutely. And I think about 100 years ago, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony, who were fighting for women's right to vote. I feel just so honored to be able to live my version of the American dream. This is all about strengthening and preserving the American dream for all men and women across the country.
And I know when I go to vote this year, I'm going to think about Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. 100 years later, I would love for women to put Donald Trump over the edge and help reelect him as president in 2020, 100 years after we passed the 19th Amendment.